We finally got one win. Awesome. We 3 wins on the books. Can we get our 4th? Let's go find out. Hey guys, what's up? IrishEmerald here. Welcome to our week 9 battle in FIPA. This week we're going up against J Paul, coach of the Quagsires. We've played J Paul before. This should be a really good fun game. Now unfortunately, I am in a rush, but I do want to give you guys a slight normal presentation because I haven't been able to do it in UBL. And despite the fact I'm in a rush, I want to get this in. So bear with me if it's quick and it's brief, but I'll hopefully get this in as quick as I can and hopefully you guys will enjoy it. But yeah, this team, as you can see from me here now, consists of Landorus Incarnate, Sheer Force Landorus Incarnate, Dracovish, Cinderace, Mega Beedrill, Metagross, Savali, Electros, Golisopod, Scrafty, and Kangaskhan. As you guys can pretty tell, he's got one of the most insane wall breakers in Sheer Force Lando I. It's ridiculous. Dracovish, another top tier wall breaker, and he's got the speed in Cinderace and Mega Beedrill to be able to capitalize on that wall breaking potential that they're able to do. Cinderace able to kind of break through, also break through the steel type seconds, otherwise wall. Dracovish and Lando I can do that too. Mega B able to kind of cover up the grass types that Dracovish doesn't like for Lando I and Dracovish. So hell of a lot of stuff there. Hell of a lot of utility there offensively, and then just the other stuff around it just to help it out. Very, very scary. So we have to see if we were able to kind of deal with this. I don't think it's actually great. The fact that we just have to deal with Lando I is terrifying, but we'll see how it goes and we'll just figure it out. I'm quickly going to go over the team here, you guys. First things first, we have started out our Deoxys defense holding the heavy duty boots, Ice Beam, Stealth Rock, Recover, Knockoff is the moveset. The EV Spiders help us deal with every single version of Landorus Incarnate, and that's what we're going to be going with. Ice Beam is the offensive move to touch Landorus Incarnate, and after that, that's basically it. Nothing too fancy. I needed a proper Lando I answer. This is it. Next up, I have Wetlands, our Seismic Toad, holding the leftovers with Earth Power, Protect, Scald, and Toxic. Fully Fizz Step this week to deal with Dracovish and to deal with Cinderace. That's all this is. I have 8 speed just to prevent a little bit of speed creeping. Other than that, it's not too sophisticated. The Protect is there to help us get a little bit of recovery back. The Toxic is there to try and snag a couple of the Pokemon that might want to come in and Toad. And other than that, it's EP and Scald that's going to be doing the work for us. After I have Savagery, our Crawdon holding the Expert Belt with Saurus Lance, Knockoff, Aquajet, and Crab Hammer. The idea here is we're going to have this thing as a wall breaker. Hopefully we're able to break through the likes of Metagross, and we'll also hopefully be able to break through Lando I, Cinderace, with our Aquajet. We do obviously get hard walled here slightly with this thing against the likes of like Golisopod and the Dracovish, but I think we should hopefully be able to break through quite a chunk of his team with Crawdon. And if we can do that, that'd be absolutely fantastic. It will just open up the door for the rest of our team to be able to do a little bit of work. So we'll see how it goes. We'll just kind of wait until mid to late game before we pop Crawdon, and we can go from there. Next up, I have Crimson Mega Scizor holding, not holding anything really, it's Scizor's like, rocking out a Bullet Punch, Roost, Dual Wing Beat, and Knockoff. This is the Mega B answer and the Metagross answer. I need Bullet Punch and Dual Wing Beat here. I just need the Bullet Punch to be able to pick off maybe a Fairy Savali, something like that. Be able to kind of help pick off the Dracovish. I just need that priority, really. The Dual Wing Beat is for the Mega B, the Knockoff for the Metagross, and the Roost is just be able to hopefully get the recovery back off on Scizor this week. After that, I bring Raphael, our Zeraora. You've seen this set before with the heavy duty boots. Plasma Fist, Knockoff, Play Rough is the moveset. No speed to outspeed everything bar Mega B, which is a problem. But I'm running bulk up. I think we can actually get away with bulk up this week. I think I could bulk up on, say, a Scrafty. I can bulk up on a Golisopod. I can bulk up on a Dracovish potentially if it's not scarfed. Or I have to see if I'm full or not, that kind of thing. I can bulk up on a Metagross. So there's things I can bulk up on, and I figured, we can get away with this. I need to remove Lando I, which is obviously a threat. But if I can remove Lando I, or Lando I doesn't come, then my Zeraora can have a bit of fun here. So we'll see how that goes. And we'll just see what happens. And lastly, I'm bringing Ivy, our Slazzle, holding a Choice Scarf this week. Sludge Wave, Flamethrower, Dragon Pulse, and Endeavor is the moveset. You can kind of have an idea what this is for. Revenge killing Dracovish, revenge killing the Mega Beedrill. That's basically it. There's not too fancy sophisticated. Endeavor is basically just there to try and catch someone if he gets rocks up after I come in 2 or 3 times to be able to just break them. So say the Lando I or a Dracovish, something like that, where I'm like, yeah, listen, I just click Endeavor and all of a sudden Scizor picks off with the Bullet Punch or Crawdon picks off with the Aqua Jet. So that kind of thing's still there. Hopefully it works. And that's that. So with that being said, let's get up into the battle. Alright guys, here we are in the battle. As you can see, our opponent has bought Landorus, Golisopod, Cinderace, Electros, Dracovish, and Savali. Not too sure what that Savali is, but maybe Fairy. Maybe, not too sure. So we've got to keep an eye on that. The Golisopod, obviously here for my water offense, which is fair enough. Can also set up spikes, so we've got to be keeping an eye on that. Landorus, big threat. As well, the Cinderace, big threat. But we do have the Seismitoad that can deal with 2 of those and Landorus, so we'll see how it goes. No Mega Beedrill, so that does open up Savali a lot more to be able to kind of come in and just drop Flamethrowers, Toxic, or not Toxic, Flamethrowers, Sludge Waves, all that kind of good stuff. Sludge Wave is quite nice here, so definitely some scope here to do a few bits and pieces. No Metagross, so very nice that Scizor is a lot more freer this game to maybe play around with stuff, like with dealing with Savali or the Golisopod, something like that. What I'm going to do is I am going to lead with my Deoxys defense. No, I'm not. You're either going to lead with Lando or going to lead with Cinderace. So I'm going to lead with my Golisopod. So I'm going to lead with my Seismitoad. That's what I'm going to do. As we see what happens. Cinderace, yeah, I was thinking that was definitely the play. Toxic is so free that it's spooky. So I could also protect here, but I'm just going Toxic. I think it's more free. I think he brings in the Golisopod, which is exactly which I can't blame him. I would do it. As we see Taunt, that's fine. I'm going for Scald Eater. It's a U-turn. That's okay. That was a safe play with him. So I know he's Taunt, he's U-turn. That's okay. I know I can never click Toxic in front of the Cinderace. I just have to click Scald. And then later game we can figure stuff out. As Savali Dragon comes in. Interesting. Very interesting. Savali Dragon. Your Dragon type. Okay. So the fact unfortunately we did not get a burn. He does get Flamethrower here. So that obviously sucks. But I don't want to bring in Salazzle just yet. The fact that he's Dragon is very interesting. Very interesting. I could EP, but that also hurts my Cinderace answer. I think I go on to Scizor. Let's see what he runs with. Goes for Toxic. Thank God. I am just going to Mega Evolve. And I think I go for a Bullet Punch here. Or a knockoff. Or do I do Dual Wing Beat? No, he's not going to bring Golisopod here. And if he does, I can go Dual Wing Beat then. But I'm just going to go for I'm just going to Mega Evolve and Bullet Punch. Because I just think it's good damage. If it brings in Electros, then fine. I can have my Seismitoad can kind of come in on that all the time. There's the third one. There's Heat Wave. I kind of knew that was going to be happening. If he goes for that again, so be it. But just getting damage off and this is fine. I can Roost. But I could also just get a Bullet Punch off here. And then this thing is redundant. And I only need this thing for Mega Beedrill and Metagross. So I'm okay here. We're going for a Bullet Punch here, Brain Zero Aura, and clicking Knockoff to kill this thing. I only did 31% to this though, so this thing is definitely bulky. I could bring in Salazzle to finish it off. He might go for another Heat Wave, so I will go Salazzle actually. There we go, that's fine. That's okay. I will go for a Dragon Pulse is quite free here. Alright, okay, so I think it's a road if he's max Fizz Def, by the way. But I think we go for the Dragon Pulse. I think it's the safest bet. If he has a move, he might not kill us, but I think we should be fine. Dragon Pulse, I think, does a head of a lot of damage. So I'm going to go for the Dragon Pulse. 48%, that's okay. Multi-attack, we do live it. I do get another hit here with Dragon Pulse. I also would be within Endeavor range, which is nice. I'd be within Endeavor range to break anything here. I want to keep this thing alive, absolutely 100%, just because it gives me like something to break Dracovish gives me something to break Lando, because look at the health I'm on 47 HP, so like no matter what I have to deal with, like I am going to be able to hit something really, really hard and break it, which I'm all for. That would be just fine. I just got to make sure that rocks don't come up. If rocks kind of do come up, then this thing becomes a sack option rather than a breaker, but I think it's fine. I think just breaking this thing with nice and early is good. Obviously, he would be delighted with the output he's got from this Arceus, which I cannot blame him. But I think we're good with what we got here. I got rid of one thing, and then I still have my Toad for the Cinderace, and for the Dracovish I still have my Deoxys D for Lando I. I've lost nothing by losing Scizor, again as low as it has, because Scizor was never going to be too good for me, realistically, because because Electros kind of beats it. This thing kind of beats it, if you catch my drift. Electros can kind of be a problem for it with the flamethrower, that kind of stuff. I am going to go into my Zero Aura here, see what he wants to do. Goes for the knockoff. That's unfortunate. I could go bulk up here, but I'm going to go for my own knockoff here. Now the reason why I went to Zero Aura is because this thing is designed to help me break through a couple of things, but I think it is what it is. I'm going to go for my own knockoff. If he brings in the Savali to sack it, that's fine. This thing's a bit of an issue though, and it's going to take a while for us. It's going to take a bit of effort for us to break through this Electros. But I think if we're able to find the right moment to set up, we can. We can set up with... We can definitely try and set up in front of the Lando, especially when we get Lando a little bit weaker. So there's that. In comes Savia Dragon. We are going to claim this, which is nice. So we do get the first kill, albeit we did take huge chunks of damage along the way, but we do get the first kill. I'm going to have the chance. I am going to be given the opportunity to eventually, hopefully, pick off the Electros and stuff like that. Now, the fact that Electros sucked so much it did is interesting. Now, I am going to bring Deoxys. Now, I think Rocks is important for us here, so he might want to go U-turn and into Galistopod. If he does, look, it's fine. But I think we go into our Deoxys here. I want to see what he wants to do. Does he go Rocks, U-turn, goes for EP? I eat that up. This is the threat. I'm Ice Beaming. I don't care. Or do I recover? He might. No, he might knock off or U-turn. I'm going to click recover here. I think he U-turns or knockoffs. Right. So I'm going to just click recover. Keep this thing healthy, because if he goes out to Galistopod, then like this thing isn't switching to Landaway anymore. Whereas if he U-turns, that's fine. That's all I wanted. That is all I kind of wanted. I would love Rocks there, but look, we weren't going to get it. But I'm happy with this. I think I could. He might U-turn around now, which would be a bit of a nuisance. But I am going to go into my Seismitoad here. As he just U-turns. Whom does he go out into? Maybe the Galistopod, which is okay. Could be worse, but you know, it is what it is. I can at least protect the first turn and then go from there and see what we want to do, because he might want to be first impression. As he actually does go into this thing, he wants to knock off here, so I'm gonna just click protect. He wants to knock off, and I actually do not want to lose my lefties, but I'm going to click protect just so I can get a little bit of recovery, and I'm happy enough with that. Just click protect, get the recovery off, and at least I'll have a little something then, like, you know, as there's protect, knock off, obvious, which is fine. See, I don't think I live this knock off from Electros here with my Scizor, I'm pretty sure, which is obviously, you know, very disappointing, but I'm pretty sure I don't get it. He goes for knockoff. Maybe. But then he flamethrowers and he knocks me out. Every time. Every time. So there is that. But if I go for the knockoff on him, and And then, see, this thing is, this is also so useful for the Gliscopod here. Yeah, I'm gonna go for the Scizor, and I'm gonna go for the knockoff. We do live that, which is fine. I'm gonna go for my own knockoff here, and I should be able to put you within range of my Crawdont. Right? Yeah, so I think we go knockoff here. Beautiful. There's your AV gone. There's the flamethrower. That's fine. This gives me Crawdont, and this gives me Crabhammer. More importantly, I could. He has no item now anymore. So how much does that do? I think I just go in here and click knockoff. I think I come in here and I click knockoff, and it's not. And I'm going to nail something, so I'm just going to do that. Even this thing, we should be able to kill it. In comes the Gliscopod, by the way, which I'm all for. Unfortunately, we don't kill it, but at least he loses his Rocky Helmet. I'm going to go right into my Seismitoad, as he may want a first impression. Goes for the spikes. That's okay. I will grab a Toxic here, as he goes for one more layer of spikes. Obviously that sucks, but is what it is. I will see, he can just go for. I actually am going to go for a Scald, because I want to break his. I want to get his emergency exit. Thank you. And that will give me. Obviously, this sucks for Seismitoad here, by the way, having these hazards, but we think we might be all right. In comes this thing. All right. Okay. I can. You just want to click knockoff. Like that's his gimmick here. But I should be able to outspeed you. Now, does my Toad do enough to smack you here? Doesn't. So the Slazzle's gone anyways here, right? The Slazzle's gone in anyways. So what does Zero Aura do? Can Zero Aura beat you? Doesn't. It does not beat you. I could sack Slazzle here, bring in the Deoxys, get my rocks off. I could. Oh, it's even better yet. I could bring in Crawdont. Go for another knockoff. Knockoff previously did 42, so we just half that. That'll be 21%. 21. Maybe the Gliscopod be dead. I think the play is to sack the Slazzle, unfortunately, as I do actually live on 1% there. But I kind of do know his set. I can bring out Deoxys here. He will definitely go for the knock off. I actually I'd rather keep Deoxys there, to be honest. I think we kind of go into Zero Aura. But Zero Aura isn't going to do much, and he's just going to go. Well, I don't have an item anymore, right? If I go up to +1, +1. I think Crawdont's the answer here. I think Crawdont's the answer, and I think it's Crabhammer time, if I'm being honest. I think I click Crabhammer, because if the Gliscopod comes in, I should do enough with Crabhammer to do enough. I think, no matter what, because it probably should go down to toxic damage at some point. It'll get like a third layer up, and I can, or might go for first impression. I can bring Toad in. We can wear things down. I gotta keep Toad 100% healthy. Got it. If I can keep Toad and Deoxys 100% healthy, we got a chance here. We do go for the Crab Hammer, as I see lefties. That's interesting. Oh man, I am really tempted to click knockoff here. Never been so tempted to click knockoff in my life. Let's say, okay, he's not banded, right? So he's not banded. SA is Jolly rather than Adamant. It's tough, but knockoff would be massive here. I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna be greedy. Am I? I am. I'm gonna be. Oh. Yes, I am. I'm gonna be uber greedy. I'm gonna go for the knockoff here. Yeah, doing it. Doing it. No, I'm not. No, I need no. Yes, no, I am. I'm doing it. Screw it. I'm screwing it. I'm doing it. I think he's. Even if he's 252. The roll is in my favour to live a hit here, right? So I'm going to go for it. That's the reason why I'm thinking it. And then no matter what else comes in, I should be able to kind of do enough damage with Aquajet. It depends if he's got Aquajet on the Glisspot of first impression, but I should be able to do enough with what I got here. Super fan. Oh! Don't you love to see it? Now to be fair, he outspeeds. That Super Fang is obviously for the Toad, which is a great brain, by the way. Now, whether or not he wants to preserve this thing is another question. He can definitely go for the kill here. He can 100% go for the kill. I think I go out into Seismitoad, predicting that he might go for Facetious Rend or the Outrage. I can then click Protect. We can kind of just wear this thing down, but the fact that we got rid of his item, pretty nice. So I'm going to go into Seismitoad. We see what he wants to do. Does he Super Fang again? Goes for Facetious Rend. That's fine. I can click Toxic, or I can click EP, or I can click Scald. I think EP is nice, but I think the fact that he's got a couple of I think EP is better. I think we just click EP as he goes for Super Fang. He just wants to break it. Then goes to Dracovish. One answer gone, or one problem gone. I still have Crawdon to the back for Aqua Jetting the Alando. This Goddessapod can definitely come in and get another layer off. You want to Giga Drain me, but I'm just going to click Protect because I want my HP. Thank you very, very much. There's the Giga Drain. Beautiful stuff. Perfect. Now, I want to keep Deoxys alive for this Lando. So whom is coming in here? Pretty sure it has to be Zero Aura, right? Yeah, has to be. There's the Giga Drain, does 31%. Bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. Knockoff is not going to do enough. Plasma Fist is not going to do enough. Which is unfortunate. Electros, he's probably that classic set with the Soft Vest. So I'm going to have to go for the Play Rough here. Now if I get a crit can kill, but nah, I think we got to go with the Plasma Fit. We got to go with the Play Rough if we can land it. If he brings in the Gallist, he's not going to bring the Gallistpod. Although he might, because he might be like, oh, he's got nothing for this Electros. Which, to be fair, openly being honest, I got nothing for this Electros. I absolutely do not have anything for it. It absolutely bedazzles me. But he decided he wants to let this thing go. Giga Drain, that's fine. That gives me... That can give me... Crawdon comes in here. I'm stuck if Crawdon comes in here, right? Crawdon comes in here. I have to click the Crab Hammer. Up against Golisopod. How much am I doing here? I have to come in here and click Crab Hammer. I have to. I have no choice. I have to click Crab Hammer. I do get a second punt at this with my Crawdaunt. I have to click Crab Hammer here. I'm going to see how it goes. If he goes and kicks a third layer of spikes, then obviously that sucks for my Crawdaunt. But I'm going to click the Crab Hammer. And I'll see what he wants to sack. I still have my 2 defensive checks for his 2 main offensive options. I still have my defensive checks for him. So I'm not worried, but because we're okay. We should be okay. How much does my Seismitoad need for this Lando? That's the scary part. He likes to be at 82.5%, which isn't going to happen really unless I get a couple of turns of recovery with protecting nonsense. That sucks. Crawdaunt, how much are you doing to Lando with just a Aqua Jet, really? Doing enough. Doing enough for him to think about it. Doing enough to be like, is that worth it, you know? But we'll see. Cinderace, you definitely wreck Cinderace though, right? I know that much for a fact. You're definitely killing Cinderace. Yeah, depends. There's the Crab Hammer. We do knock him out. Perfect. Down goes the Electros. In comes the Golisopod. Now, if he goes for another layer of spikes, he probably has the game, and that's what I'm thinking. If he goes for another layer of spikes, he doesn't know what my Deoxys is yet, but he probably thinks, you know, he has the game here, right? Because he'll be able to check me and beat me and that kind of good stuff, and we're in trouble, right? Especially because he's got Taunt on his Cinderace, so he'll be able to just stall me out. So he might want to go for another one of them. Whereas if I go Crab Hammer into Aqua Jet, I should beat this Golisopod, and I'll be able to smack the Lando and win it's a totally different ball game. I'm doing it. He went for first impression. Okay, that's fine. I couldn't really prevent the. We're in trouble. I couldn't really prevent the. I couldn't prevent the. Gosh, that I couldn't. I had to prevent the spike. I think I'm going to click protect. There's a Toxic. That was a pretty safe play, to be fair. The double protect would be, I think, the play to prevent the Toxic on my Seismitoad. I think that is probably the better. The Seismitoad. I think that's probably the better play here. Getting the double protect off. So I'm going to go for it. No luck. Shit happens. I'm just going to grab a Scald. That's all I can do. And we'll see. See, I'm well weak here. I'm very, very weak. Lando comes in, should be able to kill me, and Lando can just U-turn, which is not great, but it is what it is. Because I only have Ice Beam. I don't. There we go. I have to go into my Deoxys. If he goes U-turn, so be it. Grass Knot. Okay. And we see the Life Orb. Alright. I think I click Ice Knock Off here. As you probably U-turn into Cinderace. Or do you click Knock Off? Sub. Okay. Damn it. That might be game there. I think that's game there, right there, guys. I think that's game, unfortunately. Once he got the spikes up with Golisopod, that was it. Anyways, GG's to our opponent. That's unfortunate. That's definitely us knocked out of playoffs anyways, you guys. Shit happens. But yeah, we got one more week. We'll see how it goes. I'll probably throw something together. I'll see if my opponent's still in playoffs. If he's not still in playoffs, we might do a mean battle. If he is, we'll take it somewhat seriously. But yeah, it is what it is. GG to our opponent J-Pole. Look, the Landawai is always a big threat. The Electros, scary, and I'm not really adequate on my team to be able to deal with it. The Pokemon that has no weakness. Very hard to beat a Pokemon that has 0 weaknesses, because Electros gets Levitate, so it's very hard to deal with it. But yeah, it is what it is. GG to our opponent. And yeah, I'm going to wrap it up there today. Make sure to check out his draft league profile. That is in the description down below. But yeah, on that note, I'm going to get on about it here. As always, thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.